We are at the very end of our project here. We are making Peyton's Croy yoga socks to knit, and we finished all of the beginning, the middle, the end. We did all the ribbing at the end, and now we're ready to bind off in ribbing. It says in the pattern, cast off in ribbing, same thing as bind off. Just a different word for the same thing. So we're finishing up. I can't believe it. This is our last round. When you cast off in ribbing, that means that you're going to have to knit every stitch as you see it, and you'll have to purl every stitch as you see it. And we will bind off the stitches as we come to them. So I knit a stitch, I purl a stitch, and you have to do this loosely so that it's not too tight at the bottom. And you carry it across. So now I'm at a knit stitch, so I need to knit a stitch, and I'm going to carry one across. Now if you find that you are too tight when you're doing this, you can switch to a bigger needle. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch to a size 8 knitting needle, just a plain old knitting needle, because it doesn't matter what kind of needle you use to cast off, because you're not going to be going in the round anymore. You're just going to be knitting and taking it off one stitch at a time. So a larger needle sometimes will help you to keep it loose. So you notice as I knit a stitch and I bind one off, everything's fine. When I purl a stitch and when it's time to bind off, it's hard for me to reach across after a purl. So what I do is I take the yarn back again, and then I can take the one across easier. So I knit a stitch, I bind one off, then I bring the yarn forward, I purl a stitch, then I take the yarn back, and I carry one over. So it's going to look like it's too loose, it's going to look like a ragged edge. Don't worry about it, because you're going to want that to be able to stretch out. Make it really loose, because at the top of a sock or at the bottom of a sock, you're going to be stretching that out a lot, and it needs to have room to stretch. So after every single stitch, you cast one off. Just remember to knit the knits and purl the purls, and then you'll be in good shape. So that's all there is to that. I had a little light over here that was getting in my way. So see, I finished the first needle, so I can just put that DPN down. I can just set it down there and go on to the next one. My first stitch on this needle is a knit. So I'll knit and carry that across. Now I purl, take my yarn back, carry that across, knit, carry that across, purl. You get into a rhythm after a while. You don't even think about it anymore. You just do it. Arm was hurting. When I make these videos, I'm resting my elbows on this wooden table. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, so that's why it's hurting my arm. I need to knit myself a cushion. Or I could crochet a cushion. Might be one of my next projects, to make a little elbow cushion. I hope you've enjoyed making these yoga socks like I have. Now we still have one more sock to make. Then we can wear them. I am planning on wearing my yoga socks when I play with my Wii Fit Plus on my Wii. I enjoyed playing with that thing. I want to lose about 100 pounds, believe it or not. And I'll be glad when I'm done. I hope I can reach that goal. I mean, I would be happy losing 50 pounds, but I'd be really happy if I lost 100. So, I think yoga is a good exercise. I like to go for walks too. Sometimes I'll just go outside and take a bottle of water with me and listen to the birds and to the dogs barking. There's dogs in the neighborhood and they freak out whenever I walk by. They're so funny. They're like, anyway. So that's one way I can exercise. But I do like to get that Wii Fit Plus out, and there's some yoga exercises I can do on that. And I think if I wear these yoga socks, my feet won't be so cold on that Wii balance board. And I used bigger needles for my socks because I have big feet. I hope they're going to fit me well. I haven't tried them on yet because I've been busy knitting them. So I'm going to try them on after I finish this. What color of yarn did you pick for your socks? I would like to hear comments on this video so that you can tell me what yarn you used and what color you chose and how you enjoyed the videos and if they helped you or not. And you can also reply with comments about how you made yours. You might have done things differently from the way I did. So I think it's interesting hearing how different people knit. There's all kinds of styles of knitting. Some people wrap with their right hand like I do, and other people wrap with their left hand. And some people put the yarn around their neck as they work. And some people do what's called Portuguese knitting, I think. So there's all kinds of different ways to knit. The funny thing is that everything that we make all turns out looking the same. So it doesn't matter which method you use. As long as you're happy with the product and as long as you enjoy doing it, that's all that matters. We're almost done. I only have a few stitches left. Four stitches left. 4, 3, 2. Here's the last stitch. I can't believe it. 1. Nice. That was it. Our final stitch. So at this point you still have the one stitch on the needle, so you get your scissors. Where are my scissors? Oh, they got moved. I changed things around in the craft room last night. I forgot about that. Cut your scissors so you have enough to weave in. I always use like 6 inches when I cut the yarn. And then you just pull it through. Just like that. And you tug it. And see how it looks uneven there? So what you do is you get the end and you work it through the first stitch there. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I still have some left over of this. I don't have enough to make a whole sock. What I sometimes do with my leftover yarn like this is I will save it and use it for like a shawl that changes colors, and I can use a whole bunch of different colors to make a shawl. Or that actually is enough to make a pair of baby socks right there, so I can make some baby socks if I want. Alright, so get your yarn needle. Thread it, fold it across, and squish it through the hole. And then you get this, see where it's coming from, and all you do is look where you first started working and just go under both strands. See the V's all the way across? Just go through the top of the first V. And you pull it through, and it brings everything together nice and neat. So now it's not crooked anymore, nice and straight. Don't pull it too tight though, because you want to still have that ribbed look to the fabric. And now you can see why we did it loosely, because we want that to stretch out easily, so it's easy to put this on. Alright, now I've got that. I'm going to turn it inside out along here, so I can weave in this end. So first of all, I'm just going to wrap it around a strand right there just to make it tighter. And you don't want to weave across this way, because this section here is going to be stretched out and it'll mess up the spot that you wove in your end. The best way to weave in end on a ribbing section is to go down that way. And that way it'll never get stretched out and it'll stay in place. So what I do is I just run it along one of these little ribbed things, and I run it under, over and over and over again. And it just keeps going straight down that line. And that'll make it completely disappear. Oh, my needle came off. So you just pull it through there, just like that, and see how it completely disappears? Then, if you're like me, thread your needle again. Then you get that you just worked through, and you get exactly where you ended, past the first couple stitches that you went under, and then go back up through. You can go back through exactly the same spot if you want, or you can go a little bit off to the right. I like going through exactly the same spot, and I flip it over to make sure it's not going to be showing on the outside. And then you pull it through, and now it's completely secure, and you kind of squish it around a little bit. And now when you stretch this out, that's not going to be affected. It's going to stay right there. So now you can cut it. Ta-da! So the top is done. Now all we have left to do, now there is one spot that I already wove in, and I should have shown you on camera. I had kind of a gap down here, so I worked it through and then worked in my end. I can see right here where I did my end, because it was a little bit loose through here, and I had to just I ran the yarn around there a little bit and then pulled it tight, and then I wove my end up and down through there. So that's how I fixed that. Sorry I did it off camera. I don't know what I was thinking. And all that's left now is the end at the beginning. The end at the beginning. Sounds like a movie title for a deep psychological thriller. The end at the beginning. Whatever, right? So now flip it wrong side out again. And here's your end. And there's nothing that needs to be connected. Everything looks good there at that first part. So all we do is we go straight down again. So I'm going to go here and just go straight down in there. There. Pull that through. And then I pass the first stitch or two and go back up through there again. And don't pull it too tight. Then you cut that. Now it's done. Now I have a yoga sock. So you wear this, you put your foot through, and your toes will come out at the end, and your heel will be here, and that way you'll be able to grab hold with your foot on the floor or on the Wii Fit Plus balance board or whatever. So there's how our yoga sock looks when it's done. All done. We're finished. Yay! Congratulations, congratulations. So that's the end. And now you're ready to make your second sock. So I hope you enjoyed it like I did. I had fun. Talk to you later. Bye.